Hello, it's Heather here. Let's get this all situated. Where are we? Whoa, we're back in the office. We're back in the studio. Hi, how are you today? Nice to see everybody already tuning in. I love it when that happens. My name is Heather, and I am the owner here of this little yarn brand called Ewe Ewe Yarns, where I make nice, squishy, bouncy merino wool yarn, which, if you haven't tried it yet, now's a great time. It is a beautiful yarn, all merino wool, all washable, really cute color palette, tons of fun projects to make on our website. So I encourage you to go give it a try sometime. Anyway, I thought I would tune in today and just talk about last week. If you were here, I went live from the trade show where Ewe Ewe Yarns was exhibiting. And so we trade shows are a wild thing. You just sort of set up your entire business in a booth, and then potential new customers and people to talk to come by and say hello. And then there's events where you mingle, like classes and I don't know, speeches, happy hours, all sorts of things like that, where you can just get to talk to people. And this trade show that I was at last week was for mostly for wholesale. So I sell my yarn to yarn stores. I mean, I also sell my yarn on my website where you can just get one skein if you want. But if a yarn store wants to stock my yarn, they buy it by the bag. So they have to buy 10 at a time. So it's just a different setup. But so what that means is we are on sort of it's that business to business layer where we get to think about, like, what I'm seeing as a wholesaler, and then what yarn stores are seeing, talking to knitters and crocheters. So that's where we get to create new ideas. We generate patterns. I talked about new colors with some yarn stores, so some new yarn color options and just all sorts of things like that. So I'll talk a little bit more about that, but I'd love it if you drop me a comment or a chat and say hello. I love knowing where you're tuning in from and who's here. Actually, at the trade show, I was lucky enough to meet a knitter that tunes in regularly. She lives locally and in the Chicago area, and her daughter owns a yarn store. So her daughter brought her on the last day, and the mom made her come to, I believe her name was Anne, made her come to see my booth to maybe carry Ewe Ewe yarns in her store. So that was a ton of fun. I had a really good time getting to meet someone that comes to the live streams. It's always fun. So yeah, definitely leave me a chat and tell me where you're tuning in from. It is 70 and sunny here in San Diego today. Not raining anymore, thank goodness. San Diego was not used to all that rain. So we did get some new stores. So part of what we do here a huge part of what we do here at Ewe Ewe Yarns, or what I do, is we stock yarns in yarn stores. So an independent local yarn store comes to the trade show or contacts me, and we put together a nice little collection of yarns for them, whether they want maybe the fingering weight or the worsted or sport or the bulky weight. or just the line of little heathers. You know, there's lots of different options of things we can do. So we met new stores, which was super exciting. So now we have a new store in Maryville, Tennessee, which is I think they were outside of Knoxville. So that's exciting. That's a new spot that will be carrying UU yarns. And it was called Hook and Needle Studio. Then we also are going into a new store that is opening in Springfield, Missouri, called the Quilted Cow. So this trade show was interesting too, because there was also like, it was like half yarn, half sewing, quilting. So we had a ton of like crossover, like, you know, there were big companies there like Singer and Bernina and Janome. And then here on the yarn side, there was small brands like me and it, you know, here at UU Yarns and Kelborn Woolens and Barocco and Cascade and Blue Sky, you know, all the lots of fun. It's like a little candy shop of yarn. So anyway, it was just super interesting show. So I got my yarn's going to be in some quilt stores, which I think is great because it's not only a really nice yarn to work with, but the other good thing is all of my yarns are washable. And I think that is a really great quality. Like, not only is it soft and squishy and easy to work with, but the fact that it is washable too just means that a crafter that isn't necessarily as versed in yarn and knitting like we are and crochet and stuff like that, they can pick up a skein of UU and they'll have a great time with it and it won't get ruined in the washer, you know? So we have some new quilt stores. Like I said, this one in Springfield, Missouri is called the Quilted Cow, and they are opening July 1st. So that is one of the other exciting things. It's just that there's new craft stores opening, which I think that's just phenomenal and fun. Oh, Laura, hi, Heather from Ohio. I just got my first UU Yarns order. Love it. Thank you, Laura. That is very nice to hear. Yeah, I've spent my time in Ohio. My parents were from Ohio, so we used to go there every year. So yes, we got the Quilted Cow in Springfield, Missouri, Hook and Needle Studio in Maryville, Tennessee, and then our friends at Dixie Nits, which is in Pensacola, Florida, got added more of our yarn. So right now they carry the sport weight, and now they are getting in the full line of the Heathers, those like softer tones of our woolly worsted. So I am excited that they will have that yarn. And then we sent some more fluffy fingering to our friends at the Needlepoint Joint in Ogden, Utah. And who else? Oh, we also met a store in Fairbanks, Alaska. So I think that's pretty exciting too. That's a far shot. And so yes, they will have our sport weight and our worsted weight. So thrilled to like have new yarns and new colors in new places. So from like from what we've been through the last few years to seeing stores being excited about yarns, having new stores opening, having other stores like diversifying. Like I said, there were a few quilt stores that would like to also carry yarn. And, I know of yarn stores that are also starting to carry fabrics and sewing. So I think it's just really cool that more independent um, shop owners are kind of like going deeper and making a bigger offering for their customers. So I think it's just really exciting to see. And I think it's really positive for all of us as knitters and crocheters, because if there's more of us, there's just more creativity and more things happening. And, I love that type of thing. So that was kind of the fun and feedback from the yarn trade show. Really, I thought it was just a really good outlook for what is happening. Like I said, after what we went through over the last few years with some yarn stores closing, it's really refreshing to see new yarn stores opening and seeing so many other yarn companies adding new yarns and just being there and still going, all that type of thing. So, I'm a big fan of the more the merrier. So, I make a very specialized and very nice product. I don't make every yarn out there. I make a great yarn that is good for a lot of things. But yeah, there's a lot of room for a lot of other fun stuff too. So anyway, that is Heather's take on the yarn industry. So if you have any questions, I'm always happy to answer those. If you want to tell me what you're making right now, I love hearing that. If you don't want to chat today, that is okay too. So you can leave a message in the chat and let me know, or we can sign off for today. So whatever the case may be, is anybody taking a vacation? It was kind of fun to travel. Well, I have traveled a lot this year, weirdly, but not for fun. But it was nice to get away, and even though this was work travel, my husband went along, so we had a good time just being in a different place and doing something different. Like, he didn't have to work it. Like, he took some time off of his job, so it was nice to be able to just put some like good focus back on UU yarns and that part of our life. So, but then we came home and we had a little water leak and it kind of ruined our kitchen floor. So now we have to fix our kitchen floor. It's life, isn't it? It's never ending. So that is what is happening. The good, the not so good, and the new kitchen floor. Oh, Laura, how long have you had your yarn business? I just passed 13 years, which is crazy to me. I opened in 2011 and I had just the woolly worsted in 7 colors. And now, after 13 years, we have a fingering weight, a sport weight, a worsted, and a bulky, and those all so I went from 7 SKUs to now I have 100. So we have a whole other, like, there might be a lot of yarn here, but there's a lot more yarn in our warehouse too. So yeah, I started 13 years ago. I can't believe it. And then before that, I was a graphic designer, just working on branding for and marketing for small businesses. And so that's why I was like, well, maybe I should work on that for myself. So I knew some knitting and yarn mills, and I asked them to make me some samples, and I started a yarn brand. Kind of crazy. Now here we are. Oh, New Zealand. Hi, Trish. Nice to see you. Good morning. 8:15 Thursday here. That is always fascinating. It is 1:15 in the afternoon in California. So I have to finish working on my orders and, go to the post office, figure out what we're going to have for dinner, all that type of stuff. Play with the dogs, water the plants. Yes, it is still Wednesday here for me. Yes, not yet Thursday. We're behind. So just catching up. Yeah, just about halfway through my Wednesday. Beautiful sunny but cold autumn days here. That is nice. Yeah, we are just ramping up into summer. It has finally stopped raining and we have our 70 and sunny kind of San Diego days happening here, which is refreshing. It was kind of cold. I mean, you can see it's still kind of chilly. Like it was in the high 40s tonight at night. So it stays chilly in our house, which is why I always got some sort of like cardigan going on. But yeah, crisp autumn. We are not there yet. We're going the other direction, of course, ramping up into summer. So, yeah. Well, this has been a lot of fun, and I hope you have some good projects that you're working on. I feel like I have about 4 sweaters that I'd like to finish before it becomes crisp autumn days. I have a ton of other cute little projects that are off the needles that are not done. They need to be written. Like I talked about this cute little travel scarf, and I also have the cute little crochet version. So those are good. I also made this bandana cowl that I need to finish up. Let's see, where is it? I need to sew it and stitch it. So it's a cool, like, it comes to a point down here. Just a nice big, it's not sewn, so it's kind of laying weird, but it would come out just a nice big cowl and then a matching hat to go with it. Looks great with my sweater. I guess I'll wear that when I photograph it. So yeah, this is kind of a cool, I need to work on that. So just some fun little preview things that are on their way. Oh, good. Yeah, Trish, pretty nice and cozy. Yes, hopefully. So yeah, I need to get those done. And then yeah, I don't know. I just feel like when you go away for like doing a trade show, I feel like I've basically been working on that for like a month. So it's like I'm right at the last steps of putting it all away. So hopefully it will all be buttoned up and put away by Friday this week, and then I can rethink about everything else that I work on. So that is Heather's happenings and what was going on here at UU Yarns. So I hope you like I said, I hope you have a good project that you are stitching on, and I will see you again next week. Or if you are inside our SSK community, then we will also be having, let's see, who is our guest speaker this month? Oh, it is my friend Megan, who runs a company called Billy and Ba, and they make really cute notions and stuff. And she's going to come in and show us like all sorts of notions for knitting and crochet and how to use them. So maybe stuff we haven't seen before, and that should be a ton of fun. So if you are part of SSK, then that will be coming up. I just have to share it. So that is what is going on. And yeah, I hope to see you next week or inside of my community. I left a link in the chat and I will be sure to post links. And if you ever have any questions, you can leave me a comment or subscribe to our newsletter. I read every note that comes through there too. So I hope you have a great afternoon or morning or day, like Trish said. Take care.